cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. What's cracking? What's cracking? Shout out to the Bird Gang. Live it up, Bird Call. All right, this was a recommendation by none other than Dutch T. I appreciate you, Dutch T, for keeping these recommendations flowing and dropping them in the recommendation video that you can find in the description of most of my videos, where I would like you guys to drop any type of reaction video recommendations in the comment section so I can easily access it. Now, this compilation is going to cover parts of Larry Bird's rookie year, right? It's going to start out with a video of how Larry Bird was drafted by the Celtics, his rookie year press conference, some rookie year highlights, and then Larry's rookie year All-Star game highlights. And we're just going to put it all together for a nice little compilation laid out by Dutch T. All right, so let's get it started with how the Celtics drafted Larry and then move on from there to cover Larry Legend's rookie year. Check out our Larry Bird playlist, our reaction video playlist, and all our other playlists. You might find some other things, other players that you might be interested in. And let's get it popping.
In '78, the Celtics were bad, and Red maneuvered himself. He had 2 picks.
Everybody kept talking about Larry Bird, Larry Bird. They are all high on Larry Bird, so there must be something to it.
Our management team, Coach Auerbach, Jan Volk, all sat down and said, look, we'd come off some woeful years, dismal years, and, Larry told them after meeting with him that he was coming back for his senior year.
The rule at that time was that if you didn't declare for the draft, you became eligible for the draft upon the graduation of your class. You didn't have to graduate.
But most people did not want to make that pick because you have nothing for a year. And then if you don't sign him, he goes back into the draft. So it was a gamble. Red thought he could talk the guy into it. He thought he could go the year without the player.
But we were ideally positioned to take Larry that year, whereas others were not. But for the most part, the teams picking in front of us were concerned. They only had 1 pick. They needed to get a player that could play and could play then.
Right.
The unanswered question that Red Auerbach took to his grave, really, and never satisfied me, was would he have done what he did if he did not have 2 picks in the top 8? He had the 6th pick in the draft and the 8th pick in the draft, and therefore he could take a chance on waiting for a guy such as Larry Bird.
There was another team, however, that had 2 picks in the first round in fairly close proximity, and that was Portland. But Portland was burdened to one degree by having the number 1 pick, and they couldn't take Larry. They couldn't risk losing a player. Not only might you lose him for the year, you might not get him at all because the rights only lasted for a year.
Once the season was over, and now the signing process went on, that was a daily soap opera story. He took Bob Wolf as an agent, and people were threatening, if he doesn't get Bird signed, there's going to be garbage on the lawn, there's going to be, there's going to be all this, and he had tremendous pressure to get Bird signed.
Yeah, it kind of came down to the last few days of it, and of course it might have been Larry just kind of being Larry type of thing and saying, I'll keep everybody in suspense for a little bit too.
It turns out that the offer we made was the highest rookie contract at that time in any sport. But there was kind of an interesting thing that happened as we were negotiating the final terms or doing the drafting. Bob came into the office without Larry. He came in, and I was there with Red, and he handed Red a sheet of paper which on it had a list of bonuses. And the one at the top was that he got a bonus, let's say $50,000 for making the all-rookie team. Red looked at it and says, now let me get this straight. We're going to pay the largest rookie contract in the history of professional sports, and for that we don't even get him making the all-rookie all-star team? And Red ceremoniously just ripped it up through. I says, I don't think so. And negotiations continued, and we got a deal.
What it did was really show that Red was ahead of the most of the general managers and owners in that he was thinking long term. So Red was 10 steps ahead of everybody else, utilizing that little side in the rules.
The rule quickly changed, or a short time after changed after that. And yeah, maybe we were one of the last teams to do it, but okay, we go out with a bang. Oh, you get Larry Bird out of the deal. We'll take that. So.
As you all know, like they mentioned there, Larry returned to play his senior year of college and then actually started in the season after, where Magic Johnson was drafted number 1 in the season where they both started together and became rookies. But going back to that 1978 draft, like they said, Celtics had the number 6 pick, so that means 5 other teams passed on Larry Bird. I always like looking at, hindsight, how great a player became, how legendary a player became. And if this player wasn't drafted with the number 1 pick, I want to see all the teams that passed on this guy. And like they said, a lot of them passed on Bird because they needed something now. And there's too much uncertainty about waiting a year. So the Portland Trail Blazers drafted Michael Thompson with the number 1 pick. The Kansas City Kings drafted Phil Ford with the number 2 pick. The number 3 pick was Rick Roby by the Indiana Pacers. Number 4 pick was Michael Ray Richardson by the New York Knicks. Number 5 pick was Purvis Short by the Golden State Warriors. And Boston Celtics drafted Larry Bird, number 6. A big mistake by those other 5 teams. Big mistake. Larry Legend, folks. All right, let's take a look at his rookie year press conference, shall we?
Now, the Boston Celtics made history today, signing Larry Bird, the college All-American from French Lick, Indiana. The new instant millionaire is a 6'9" basketball player from Indiana State. Bird's starting pay will be $650,000 a year. Sports director Roger Twibell has more details on the signing and the reaction in Spawn.
After being drafted almost 2 years ago by the Celtics and through 2 months of on and off again negotiations, at times quite bitter between 2 old adversaries, Red Auerbach and attorney Bob Wolf, Larry Bird became a very rich young man this morning. The 6'9" All-America from Indiana State signed a 5-year contract worth more than $3 million, and with that, he's expected to help turn around the Celtic franchise, which has fallen on hard times in recent years.
I guarantee you I'll give 100% every time I come out. And if I get a torn toenail or something, I won't sit out. I'll play as hard as I can every night. And I hope I can bring excitement to the fans, and I'll never give up.
Larry, was it important to you to come in with a better contract than Magic Johnson?
Well, I don't even know what Magic Johnson's contract is. I never even seen it, never heard of it. I just go by what I hear, and you don't do that. You go by what you see. And it wasn't really important. I know how good he is, and I just wanted a fair contract for myself. And I just didn't know what I wanted. I just told Mr. Wolf to go out and give me what best possible contract he could possibly get, and I think he done very well.
You looking forward to meeting up again with him against the Lakers and maybe getting a little revenge from Michigan
Well, I wish
State?
I could play him today.
With the comings and goings of John Y. Brown and Marvin Barnes, the coaching changes and player descent of this past year, plus the infamous Bob McAdoo trade for 3 first-round picks, Bird is a breath of fresh air for the Celtic franchise, and Auerbach and coach Bill Fitch are lavish in their praise.
But here's a guy who can do the shooting, play the defense, and above all, he's a passer. He's got great hands.
This Bird's no turkey, and that's what we're going to try to prove.
And how does the native of French Lick, Indiana feel about becoming the richest rookie in pro sports history?
I forgot to tell Mr. Auerbach, but I would have played for nothing.
Roger Twibell, TV4 Sports, Boston Garden.
And we all know the story about Larry Bird's rookie year, how he spearheaded a NBA record 32-game improvement from the year prior. The Celtics had only won 29 games, and then they would go on to win a league best 61 with Larry Bird leading the squad as a rookie. Absolutely incredible. All right, let's take a look at the rookie Larry Bird in action. They said, look at that contest.
When Larry Bird arrived at Boston Garden, he found himself in basketball's holiest cathedral. At a time when its fortunes had never been lower, and its expectations had never been higher.
He couldn't jump, he couldn't defend.
I think when Larry...
But as Boston would soon find, Bird's talents could not be measured by appearances alone.
Do on a basketball field. And, you know, when you have that kind of confidence, there's nothing that you can't do.
He was the...
Although he's still going for those fakes.
Love that move, man.
Celtics playing was the ball moving from one side of the floor to the other side. 3 or 4 crisp passes and an easy shot resulting from that.
Oh, look at his size. Dude's massive, man. Tall ass dude.
A lot of the Celtics vets showed up at rookie camp to check out the Hick from French Lick in person. To say Boston was ready for Larry Bird is beyond understatement. When he was introduced at the Garden for his first game, one fan actually released a dove from a paper bag.
Heard about that.
Was it a symbol of peace coming to our city? Or was it just a white bird? And that was enough. Yeah, Magic made a good team better. But Larry took a bad team and made us the Celtics again. And it seemed like every time someone faced him for the first time, they weren't ready to believe it.
Seltzer run the other way. Here comes Henderson, right side, Bird, stops, pops, good! 3 seconds, 2, Bird, a runner, it's good!
We hadn't seen anything like this. What he could do with the ball. Here's a guy, if he wanted to score 30 a night, he could average 30. That was his gift to the team more than anything.
Larry Bird, nice, feed to Roby.
Collins going against Bird, behind the back to Tony. Beautiful.
It was all about how do we do as a team.
Larry Bird,
Good pass. No look.
Coaches preach about, they always talk about the extra pass, the extra pass. They made them. You talk about people making guys better. He inspired guys to play better.
How about that?
I know I've seen that play before, but it gets me every time. I think Larry's about to shoot.
We appreciated all the skill.
Look out, Bird's in the crowd trying to get a loose ball back, and by golly, he does it.
Diving on chairs and jumping into people.
Bird over the top and through the scorer's table.
The Celtics went from 29 wins to 61, which was the largest single-season turnaround ever. And Larry, not Magic, easily won Rookie of the Year.
There was nothing smooth about Larry. New Englanders like that. They're hardworking people.
Gritty.
And at the LA Forum, both spectacular rookies were primed for the challenge.
Well, I think Larry Bird was very smooth. Yeah, he was rugged. He could get down, gritty, nasty, all that stuff. But Larry Bird was a smooth criminal. Larry Bird had some smooth moves, baby. Smooth moves.
As Bird's uncanny shot-making ability was countered by Johnson's dazzling floor leadership. Round 1 went to Magic, and this breathtaking show marked the inception of a decade of classic NBA showdowns.
Look at that. That
this
art.
game meant a lot to everybody, not just me and Magic probably, but you know, this is the first shot they had all year, and they wanted to look good in front of the crowd, and they did. So, you know, we're just looking for a rematch now.
Later that season, Johnson would travel.
It's going to be a big game, a lot of enthusiasm throughout the crowd, and I Let's hope the best team wins today.
Though Bird would go on to become Rookie of the Year, the game and eventually the title would belong
to Magic and the Lakers.
Well, they said coming in here, he's one of the great players to come out of college basketball. All the other areas of the game, even more than makes up for that little bit of George Gervin out. Gervin scores so well. Lloyd Free would love to lead the league in scoring. It's quite a battle. Bird, that'll be, nope, that's a two-pointer. He was not outside the line. Bill Fitz thought he was. Yeah, he was. Tommy G, the Clippers. Archibald directing things. Bingo Smith having a tough time with Maxwell inside. Three-pointer. Larry Bird hitting a three-pointer. He's got two himself. We may have a record today. That's right. Bird is a three-point attempt. Roby, left-hander. And Bird battling. Look at him fight for the board. He got it. He's fouled.
What a job. Bird and Maxwell were in there. Two great offensive rebounders. This San Diego.
Bird already has 12 points in this game.
Beautiful left-handed hook shot by Roby.
Give me that rebound, boy. Pump fake. Step back.
Here's Bird. Boy, he looked tough there.
It was a mismatch that time. Lloyd Free was guarding.
What's Smithy's story?
He played quite a bit at first.
Give me hands.
Makes a beautiful steal from Bingo Smith.
Boy, Bird is really playing a game here in his first
left foot. Cut back to the basket. Sidney hit him with that nice pass.
44-42, Larry Bird. Bird having an outstanding afternoon. He looks like he could be headed for one of his biggest days of the year. 19 thus far. Bird comes away with it. Up to Carr. Bird again.
Damn, I've seen that play before. I've covered this game before, but I just love how he got back in the play from the three-point line.
Bird's on the move, left-handed,
and he's on his wallet after that shot.
Roby comes out of the pack, and they're all jumbled up there. Bird hustling down. Larry Bird, great effort. Look at that pass. Roby, that will be called points. Here's Larry Bird, and he comes back and answers. Here's Archibald directing traffic as we have 8 seconds on the shot clock. Ford to Bird.
Got him.
Ryan couldn't do anything with it.
And that time, he couldn't get away.
Ryan hit it dead center. Bird, and he now has a career high of 33 points.
That's the best way to
get to the guy. Some people speculate he may leave when Maravich is added to the team. Bird on the move. Larry Bird has already established a career high. Now has 35 points for the afternoon.
Sensational move by Bird from the outside. Nice pass coming over the side. Malovic cuts off the baseline. Good one step to the right, down the middle. And hardly any help at all. Joe Bryant comes over, but he was very late. You've got to have somebody clogging the middle in there.
Joe Jellybean.
There's Malovic. Out of San Diego State. Carr with a rebound. And here we go. Bird to Bergston, and that was a good team out. Bergston let the guy have it.
I'll tell you, very, very rarely do you see a play like that with two men going down and the other player giving it up to a teammate. That's really sensational. That deserves the applause.
Bird leads, and a standing ovation here from this Boston Garden crowd. 36 points for Larry Bird.
Bill Fitz grabbed him as he was going by. He's got one final word for him over there. Don't foul in the backcourt like that anymore, Larry.
Phenomenal rookie. Phenomenal rookie. Major impact on the franchise, major impact on the league. All right, all-star game. Let's get it popping.
Here comes the rookie out of Indiana State, who has lived up to his expectations, Larry Bird, and I'm told the other night here in Washington, he put on a clinic. Dantley gave it back, and Kermit Washington, and Bird rebounds. And now it's the East for the fast break. Behind his back to Gervin, and Larry stayed with the rebound.
When you call playing the whole court, get the rebound, take the pass back up the middle, make that pass, and stay right with it when it right in there.
Hell of a pass.
We'll see if they can take advantage of it right now. That's a big if with Kareem in a Danny Roundfield positioning.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, Ed.
Let's go back to Brett.
Thank you, Hot Rod. Larry Bird to the Iceman, and Gervin now.
Go ahead, Gerv.
15 points.
Go ahead,
Gerv.
Gerv.
You get tired and you take
I like those jerseys.
You get a different rhythm for each team.
Loose.
200 points, we said, huh?
Bird taps it over to Richardson. Lead for Eddie Johnson.
You know, one of the keys to rebounding, besides strength, is quickness. Good
what a pass. God damn. Yo. I'm gonna have to rewind that. That's a bullet on the fly, all in one motion.
Good lateral movement to rebound.
This pass, man.
Besides strength, is quickness. Good lateral movement.
Dude, he whipped that ball so fast on target, I barely see it.
They're using the time inside to Moses. He set himself high.
Moses Malone.
Back to Bird. Bird with the shot. It is short. Overtime. Passes up the shot, improves his position. Misses in a shank down by Larry Bird. Hot Rod Hundley now has joined us over here at the announce table. And Larry Bird.
Man down, man down.
The scoring table is not yet clear. This is a three-pointer. Yes, it is. And that's a three-pointer is Larry Bird. It's back-to-back field goal. 42-136. Three-point try by Sigma is off.
Sigma, that shot was disgusting.
Dishes to Malone.
Good
Malone comes up. Stayed with it. Sigma with a hand.
Larry style. Larry style. Nice little overview there of Larry Bird's rookie year. Really get to see, or really had a chance to see. I've seen some of these before. There's some new stuff I haven't seen before, but you can really get a understanding of how talented and how good of a player he was. You know, even in his rookie year, I mean, the evidence speaks for itself, to be honest with you. But an incredible feel for the game is Larry Bird had. And you know how it is. That's your rookie. You only get better. You get smarter, and he was already smart. Him and Magic, especially, they're high IQ basketball players coming in, had a good feel for the game. Were able to pick things up very quickly. You know, the change in pace, everything like that. A lot of players struggle with that coming in early, but you know they picked up on it, and wasn't a problem for them, and they only became better as time progressed. No question about it. And you know the debate: Magic Bird, Magic Bird, Magic Bird. Who do you pick? I put Bird over Magic, you know, even though Magic has more championships, but championships aren't the end all be all for me. It's something I do factor into the equation, but at the end of the day, Larry has enough championship lore, pedigree, and you know, attach that with what he was able to do as a player and the type of player he was. What puts Larry over Magic for me is his ability to score was honestly far superior to Magic Johnson, scoring and shooting, and that just added a layer of dimension, that added a extra dimension to his game that Magic didn't have. And Magic, I think Magic's definitely the greatest passer in NBA history, but Larry was right behind him, somewhere right behind him. So the gap between the passing isn't as much as the gap between the scoring and the shooting for me. And if I'm not mistaken, Bird was a better rebounder, and Bird was a better defender. So I got Bird over Magic, despite, you know, Magic having 5 rings compared to Bird's 3. Anywho, y'all let me know what you think about it. I would love to hear your opinion. I know the Bird gang is going to sound off like they always do. Appreciate you guys. Check out all their playlists, and I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.